Meteorologist Alex Forbes joining me here at the desk. I mean, there's no other way that we can say it. It's going to be cold, dangerously cold.
Yeah, we've been saying that we joke around about it being cold all the time in the winter, but this is the kind of stuff that is dangerous to pets, dangerous to your pipes, dangerous to people, and it's something that is coming tonight here in Central
Got to be
Georgia.
serious about it.
Absolutely. Let's take a live look over downtown Macon right now. Looking down towards the Ocmulgee River, current temperature 45 with overcast skies across Central Georgia. The radar picture, not finding anything out there across the region, but we are finding some cool air. 44 in Warner Robins, 45 in Dublin, 46 down in Vidalia, a little cooler to the north, 41 in Monticello, and 48 in Thomaston here, 16 minutes after 12. But if you take a look up towards the northwest, wow, what a cold front, right? We're talking about negative current temperatures right now in parts of the United States. Negative 11 in Omaha, negative 18 in Denver, negative 18 in Glendive. But then let's factor in the wind. It feels like negative 51 in Glendive right now. Earlier this morning, Casper felt like negative 60, so at least they've warmed up a little bit for what it's worth, right? But here comes the cold front as it slides down to the south, and it will be arriving in Central Georgia tonight. Wind chill warnings in effect all across the country, from Washington State through Idaho, all the way down through the nation's midsection, back up into Pennsylvania. Even South Texas included in a wind chill warning. Now here in Central Georgia, we're in a wind chill advisory, and that's one step below a warning because we're not going to be quite as cold, but still, it's in effect for wind chills right around -5 before all is said and done. That's going to run until noon on Saturday. So in order to get a wind chill warning here in Central Georgia, we would need to be -10 and below. But since we're forecasting about -5, we're in the wind chill advisory stage right there on the criteria. So let's walk ourselves through the day today. We're going to see some clouds, maybe a few peaks of sunshine, but I'm thinking the majority of the day is going to be overcast with a few showers later on tonight. Here we are right around 8 p.m. This is all ahead of the cold front, which is still back into Alabama at this point. Then as the cold front comes through, we're going to get another small line of showers, and then the cold air arrives. So let's do some math here. Friday, 2 a.m., we're at 55. Play this forward to 5 a.m. 3 hours, 55 to 30. Feels like 17 in Macon, feels like 11 in Forsyth, 9 in Thomaston, 15 in Butler. Are we stopping there? Absolutely not. 7 a.m., 23 now in Macon. Feels like 8, feels like 3 in Forsyth, feels like 11 down in Eastman. And we continue to get colder through the day, down into the teens tomorrow at 9 a.m., Thomaston, Forsyth, Eatonton, while it feels like -2, 0, and 0. And the cold air is going to continue all the way through the day on Friday. We are going to spend the majority of the day in the low 20s and upper teens before we get into the low teens for Christmas Eve morning. 6 a.m. here feels like -4 in Thomaston, Forsyth, and Eatonton. The actual air temperature in Macon right around 14. We will warm up a little bit on Christmas Eve day, back into the upper 20s before we cool right back off again for Christmas Eve night. Headed out to church services across Central Georgia, feeling like the teens on Christmas Eve night. Then for Christmas morning, still feeling like the teens, but the temperatures able to find their way back into the 20s and 30s. We will be able to, I think, break freezing on Christmas Day, but we are going to be cold again on Monday morning, back down to 16. As for today, 55, the high temperature, overcast with that small chance of a shower like we saw on Future View. Then for tonight, it's kind of weird. We'll start in the 50s, go down to the 20s as that cold front comes through. Sunset is at 5:33. Here's your Christmas forecast as we open a few presents here. Tomorrow is going to be very cold across Central Georgia. In case you missed it, we're talking about a low of 17, an afternoon high of only 25. Then for Christmas Eve and for Christmas, cold as well. The coldest time will be Christmas Eve morning with an overnight low temperature of 14. Then we begin to steadily warm back up, back to 43 on Monday, 48 on Tuesday, 53 on Wednesday, and Wanye, it is entirely possible to be back to 70 for New Year's.